Welcome back to Pop Culture Roll Call, the show where our hosts are watching The Magicians by only viewing the scenes that their character is present for. This is Season 2, Episode 5, Cheat Day.
Welcome back to another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call. I'm your host, Mike. I'll be watching everything in the point of view of Penny. To left me, as always.
It's Sasha, and watch everything from the point of view of Margo.
In front of me, as always.
It's Colin, which everything from the point of view of High King Eliot, as always.
Right here, right now.
Hey, it's Brian. I watch as Quentin.
And creeping in the background often.
Producer James.
Feel very
Hi, everybody.
TSA. Feel very, not TSA, air flight
Yeah.
control. A lot of those guys.
What are those called?
These
flaggers?
guys.
They're called flaggers, but there's a name. Semaphore.
Yeah,
Semaphore.
yeah, that.
No.
Feel
Right?
very that.
No.
That's not
Semaphores for like ships. And
Oh, it's
there's
like
a
flags,
lane. He's
right?
talking about the people who like direct planes into the gates.
Yeah.
like
I guess
these
I
guys.
assumed that was Semaphore.
These guys.
Is that
No,
not?
because they don't have flags. They have little,
They have like light up things.
little
yeah.
mini
Yeah,
lightsabers.
you got mini lightsabers, mini.
For those of you not watching on YouTube, Mike is just gestating wildly.
You're not missing
Airplane
anything.
Jedis.
You're not.
Unlike last week, you have not missed anything with the audio version.
Wow. Happy Spooky Month.
Happy scary time for those of you celebrating being scared and eating fall stuff.
Not even candy, but just fall stuff.
Just generally fall thing. Well, I don't know. People are allowed to do whatever they want in fall. Fall is just like harvest season. I don't know. That's how I like to celebrate it.
Go watch horror movies. Get horror-themed things like my socks.
Mike did this whole bit just to point out his socks.
His sloppy Joe
Here's
socks.
the thing. If somebody told you that I made a speech just to point out an article of my clothing, would you be surprised?
No.
No.
Well,
Would you be
came in-
surprised
you
if I
came in-
just cut this part out?
He came into
Just
the
to
studio
make-
today.
just
Was
to
like,
get it to
notice
ya.
anything different about
No,
my feet?
No, they called it out because they thought my feet were bleeding.
That's
I
true.
will
I
say-
did
No,
say,
you-
what are those?
You asked specifically what we thought about him.
What are those?
I will say I am very proud. Maybe not proud's not the right word. I feel something at the fact that Mike is wearing 3 pieces of like designed clothing. Like they have like
They're not comic themed?
They're none of it's comic themed.
No.
The
What?
hat is
Nothing.
sports. The socks are blood. The
T-shirt. The shirt is
like
just
VHS
movie,
copy or DVD
like horror movie
sleeves?
themes.
Oh,
DVD
I'm gonna be
sleeves?
honest. I thought they were books,
no
but
way.
that wouldn't
know
make
how to
sense.
Sasha,
Come
no
on.
way.
Literally impossible.
I had bought a book from a mile away. This guy never.
I thought maybe his wife bought it for him, and he's,
Some of them
he's
are
being
adapted
nice.
from books.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah.
As all good books are. Well, congratulations.
Representing Chi-Town.
Representing Chi-Town. But yeah, go watch as many really scary or manageably scary movies as you can this month.
Or don't. Anyways, let's move
you
on.
do you.
Eat a gourd.
Eat a gourd.
I like
Eat a
that.
gourd.
With that,
Season 2, episode 5. What was this? The title was evocative. What was the
It
name
was
of the
Cheat
episode?
Day.
Cheat Day.
And
I
I
have-
know what it's referring
Okay,
That's
to.
great.
Quentin.
That has nothing to do with me. I start with credits.
I start with credits.
Don't start with credits.
Go for it.
I have an 8-minute episode. It's kind of a diet one. Kind
Nice.
of Coke Zero of
Who has a
episodes.
lot of minutes? Because I'm also
I have
short.
a moderate amount of minutes, but it implies the existence of more minutes.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Let's move on from that.
So,
Apply.
I open up chatting with the dean, and that he talked to Professor Lipson, who ran some tests, and regarding my hands. And long story short, they don't even know where to start, so not looking good. And I'm trying to I'm not even paying attention to him. I'm trying to light a candle behind me with magic gestures, and it's just not working.
Wait, your hands aren't working?
Not like
Didn't you just get a wish to fix your hands?
yes, but I guess. So we'll get to that because
Okay.
okay. And I'm struggling, and he just makes one gesture to light all of the candles. And he's like, my hands are like apparently he had issues with his own hands or his own injuries. And
the
he's like,
dean?
yeah.
Okay.
And he's like, my hands are my hands. The problem is that your hands, while you have hands, were not your original hands. So that's the problem. I have new magical hands that were given to me via wish, but they're not my original hands.
Okay, so there's just like a disconnect.
Yes.
Your muscle memory is gone because your muscles are new.
You need to
Yes.
update your firmware.
I got to update my firmware. I'm running Windows 10. Long story short, you got to update that. And I got to
Doesn't
update.
know what firmware is.
Yeah.
Or books.
And apparently my hands are just not like traditional hands, so there's nothing they can do. And I'm like, great. Brakebills continues its reputation for just fucking my shit up. And he goes, whoa, there's nothing we can do here, but there are options. I got someone that I'm going to send you to that would know more. I'm like, okay, who? And he goes, oh, Professor Mayakovsky, a.k.a. Drunk Perv in the Igloo. So we're going back to the Arctic teacher.
What was his name?
Mayakovsky?
Did you get a first name?
Professor.
Thanks. All right.
And I'm like, okay, if that's the first option, is there a better option? He goes, well, we don't have to worry about your hands or magic at all. I could just send you where I sent Quentin. And I'm like, where's Quentin? And that's my opening credit cut.
So I do stuff before credits because I'm assuming what you say then cuts to me. Is the dean's last name Fogg?
Dean Fogg?
It is.
It is.
Thank you,
okay.
James.
That explains. Okay.
What
we'll
is
get
it?
there.
Okay, I was
I'm
gonna say,
working.
what does
I'm
it
working a
explain?
boring like desk job. I'm like looking at charts and sending emails and wearing a suit and meeting my idiot coworker by the coffee machine. And I'm like, I'm at the coffee machine and he's telling some boring story and I'm barely paying attention. And I'm like, hey, this donut house. I'm like holding up like a K cup. I'm like, is this donut house? Does this taste like donuts? He's like, oh, I just use that thing for soup. And he walks away. And Quinn's like, soup? Like, I don't know. Apparently he uses the coffee machine for soup somehow.
But this is
I mean, if you
obviously
just
a
hit
dream
go,
of some kind.
I'm sure it's
Right.
just hot water.
This is 100% real.
Well, it's also just a plate, right? Like you could not put water in the coffee machine and just like turn on the hot plate at the bottom.
No, it's a K cup machine.
Oh, a K cup machine.
So a tiny bowl of soup, like a tiny cup of soup.
I mean, you can just run
like a cup
water
of soup.
through it without
Yeah,
a pod.
K
I
cup of
guess.
soup.
I guess it would make it hot. Why are you at a desk
Ooh,
job?
It is weird, though.
K-cup for soup is something we need to trademark.
No.
No.
Anyways.
K-cups are wasteful.
I'm like opening a jar of like jam or something and it's stuck. So I like start using magic to open the jar and somebody walks up to me and I like stop and whatever. I don't use magic in front of other people basically. And I get an email at my desk that says, I saw me too lunch ?
Flashback?
No,
No, I think he
What
gave
the
up for the
fuck is
magical
happening?
world.
I gave up the magic stuff after everything that's happened. And I got caught using magic by a coworker who is also magical.
He's a filthy casual.
Wait, did I just forget something at the end of last
At the
week's
end of the last episode, I wanted to go home.
Remember?
Oh, I did forget something.
Yeah. At the end of the last episode, I
Okay.
used my all-important wish from a
go
magical
home.
creature to travel to where I've been before.
Gotcha.
Why would
Okay,
you
we're
forget
back.
that? That was just last week.
Yeah, that was just last week, and I see that scene. I just like heard it and didn't quite grok like what we jumped back into. Anyway,
then I get credits.
And then we get credits.
Wait a minute, Chris.
My first scene is we're in Fillory. Well, I'm gonna say I for right now. Eliot is in Fillory. I'm lounged back on a big plush chair and I'm reading a book.
Kinging it up.
Kinging it up. Kick back, reading a book, and this guy comes in, and he has literally a silver platter, and there's a bottle and there's a cup, like a silver goblet, kind of on it. I think his name is Miles, and I'm like,
Why are I?
if I barely remember that his name was Miles, how am I going to know how he
I'm
spells
just,
it?
that could be, important to the character.
You know what? Why?
Okay, bold.
Yeah,
Is
right.
his nickname Tails?
Yes.
Is his last name Prower?
Yes, and any other questions?
Middle
Okay,
name
cool. So Eliot reaches his hand out. He's like, "Oh god, this better be better than the last batch. The last batch was so bad we had to dump it into another dimension." And I take a sip and I'm and spit it dramatically
Is this
out.
champagne
The champagne.
still?
I'm still trying to become the champagne king. And that's when I'm about to start chiding Miles for making terrible champagne again. And that's when Fen comes in and she's holding a basket with a rabbit wearing what's that I'm gonna say Victorian, and that's probably not what it actually is, but it's a white rumpled ring around the neck.
Like the Shakespearean.
Yeah,
thing that he always
it's like a
wears.
choker, but it has
Little
a
collar
foot
thing,
of
yeah.
accordioned fabric.
Yeah.
But
European history is not my forte.
thing.
Sure.
One of those.
Victorian. Why not?
Whatever. If anybody wants to roast me in the comments,
Don't care.
Yeah, no, slip
It's
in.
called a ruff.
a rough.
All right, what time
RUFF.
period is it from?
That's
it say?
actually pretty
Mid
funny.
mid 16th to mid 17th century.
Oh, of course.
That might be funny because I'm pretty sure the scruff on a bunny rabbit, like female bunnies get that extra fur that they use to pull out to make nests for their babies, is might also be called a scruff.
Rough.
It's rough.
It's a rough and a scruff. Okay, cool.
Scruff has a
funny.
rough.
Yeah. Anyway, the
Maine.
the important thing about this rabbit isn't that it's wearing a Victorian piece of clothing. It's more that it talks.
It's definitely not Victorian.
It's not
I think.
Victorian.
Well, I think
Not at
16
all.
is a little early. But
Yeah.
Elizabethan?
Elizabeth. Sure.
I think it might be Elizabethan.
Miles with a Y and the Elizabethan scruff.
Our favorite band.
So Fen comes out with this rabbit, and I'm like, I kind of stop her, and I was like, I don't want to know sort of what is going on here with the rabbit. And the rabbit, we got really into its outfit, but really what it does do is talk, and it says pregnant, like in like a weird goblin voice. And Elliot's like, kind of like looking back and forth. One, the rabbit just talked, but two, who's pregnant? And Fen is glowing, big smile on her face, and Elliot.
Wait, when you say glowing, you need to specify. Are you like?
Oh, sorry, no, she's not actually.
Okay, because it's a magical world.
Exactly.
But also, is this rabbit her doctor? Because it
Whoa.
sounds like she went in.
Is this the OBGYN
This
rabbit?
might-
Yeah, I think
then
she-
this rabbit is committing HIPAA violations.
Not if she said
yeah.
to like
More like
bring.
HOPPA
I
violations.
hate you so much. I was looking for it.
Set myself up and knock myself the fuck down, baby. And
I'm sorry.
Elliot is noticeably not like immediately joyous. Like that thing like you
You
would
think?
expect, right.
Because a bunny just told him he's a father.
Yeah. And Fen, I don't think Fen is, very clearly
Glowing.
extremely glowing, radiant, not actually radiant. And her face falls when she realizes that Elliot's, and she's like, "Are you not excited?" And the rabbit's like, "Pregnant." And Elliot's like, "Shut up." And like,
Oh my god!
like just don't talk to me right now. And Elliot like takes a moment, realizes that Fenn's like getting very much pissed off and that he needs to fix the situation. And I don't like jump into like apologize or whatever, but what I do say is like, "Miles, come here." And he's like, "But sir," and I was like, "I don't care if it tastes like trash and it dries my mouth out. I'm not going to leave this moment untoasted." And I like take a sip, and then I get kind of a cut into my next scene. But apparently Fen and I are with child
And bunny.
and Bunny, who might be a
Licensed?
doctor? Might be licensed. So my next scene is whenever Margo comes in. So
I come in mid-fight.
mid-fight.
So,
Okay,
yeah.
we'll do this, and then we'll jump back over and see what y'all are up to. So later on, I am having a heated conversation. I wouldn't say like argument, kind of, but like Fen is like chiding me for not being excited that we have a kid. She's my wife. This is kind of the thing. We're royal progeny, or we're like making royal progeny, and she like expected this to be a more important deal. Yeah. What's up?
I just thought of something. Your kid would be born in Fillory,
Yes.
so wouldn't he not be able to rule since he's not of Earth?
Unless she leaves Fillory to give birth and then comes back.
Or the other sort of plot line of this episode
Well, we
goes
haven't
on.
quite
yeah,
gotten
but,
there
but
yet,
yes,
but yes.
I don't know if the child would
Oh.
be able to.
Oh, I see
right?
where we're going.
Maybe.
Okay.
That's what I'm kind of thinking.
Yeah.
Anyway, so and Elliot's like, "I am happy, yay, a baby," and she's like pissed off, and she wants to know if this is about the kid, if this is about something else. Like, why am I not like vibing with my wife being pregnant as the king? Like, this is not she's like, "What's going on? Like, is this about me? Is this about the kid? Is this about the kingdom? Is this about like you being stuck? Like, what's happening?" And I'm trying to like tell her, this isn't about what this is about is not anything here, and I'm sorry. This is about the fact that my father was not a great person, and I was taken a little bit aback because I don't think I have the tools necessary to be a good father. And while I'm like in the middle of that is when all of a sudden sort of a choke wire is wrapped around my neck and some random
garrote?
strange dude, a garrote. I think garrotes are like bladed. Aren't
Are
they
they?
supposed to be
Not
like
necessarily.
not necessarily? Then a garrote is around my neck and somebody's like choking me.
I just like the appropriate words
yeah,
for what they
and
are.
Fen runs away. If only I was
She
wearing.
runs away.
Yeah, well, I think she runs to get guards.
Oh, okay.
And or the rabbit.
If you were wearing a ruff, it could have protected your scruff.
That's what I was gonna say. And that's when, he's like choking me and he's like, the last king of Fillory, last king of Earth or whatever. And that's when I'm like, doing the choking sounds. And Margo comes in and
I run in. I'm like, what's going on? And I see like you. I really can't see what's actually happening. It's kind of fuzzy for me. And I just do like a little like magician's blast and knock the guy off of Elliot.
Like, and I'll take out a gun.
I did not take out a gun. Something that she will come later to regret not doing. But I'm basically like, what's going on?
That's when the guards come in, they pick him up, and they're like, what do you want to do with him, sire? And Elliot kind of like walks over and he like puts his chin out, like, what are you doing, king? And I like slug him in the face, like, dungeon now. And they just like hustle him off, and we'll talk to him in a little bit. He's like calling me a child, says this is not over. He's some kind of like revolutionary. It's got that vibe. Yeah. Violent revolutionary kind of stuff. Yeah. So what are y'all up to?
I'm having lunch.
Lunch? Wow. I love that I left work and came to do our fun podcast and got to hear about my day again.
Yeah.
Sit in front of the Keurig machine, have lunch, stare at spreadsheets.
Did you and your coworker finish a bottle of wine over lunch?
Oh, hell
You don't have to
no.
answer that on the record.
I'd be asleep. I wouldn't be here.
That was actually like culturally really interesting. So Americans, we don't do that. Like,
we don't really
not
drink.
have drinks while you're employed, while you're within your office hours. But we hosted.
Not publicly.
You're not supposed to. We hosted an event with like our European colleagues, and they were like appalled that our like luncheon did not serve wine. Like it was like literally a cultural like we had to be like, we can't do that. Like
that's not approved. I was gonna do an act. I'm not going to.
I'm complaining over lunch about how like everybody's so lifeless. Corporate America basically is just everybody's just dead inside.
This is what you wanted.
Wow.
And then
I feel so attacked right now.
and then she's like, "Yep, that's why we drink." And I'm like, "Well, I drank just fine as a magician." And she's like, "Yeah, because your world was like overwhelming and scary and you needed a break from it all. Now you're gonna drink because each day is goddamn dull, and that takes a lot more booze."
I like her.
I know.
She's okay. We'll get into it.
Sure.
Oh no. You have bad taste in women, so this is just lining another
I've
one up.
never heard something more true in my life.
I asked her if she casts anymore, and she's like, "God no!" Like sounds like disgusted at the thought of it.
Do you even cast, bro?
And she's like, nobody ever gives up magic because everything's peachy. And then she's like, so what, do you want to tell me why you gave up magic? And I kind of hesitate. And she's like, oh, sorry. Like, I didn't mean to pry, whatever. And then she's like, it's madness teaching that stuff to kids, which is a little strange because we're all adults when we go to, it's grad school, right?
Well,
We're not
it feels
kids,
like the
but,
adoption of this kind of went on because they're supposed to be undergrads.
Right. They were
right?
undergrads in the original source material, right?
So that I think this is that little bump of
I wonder if the source material also had like a functional full education system where like there were more like elementary, middle school like stuff too that we just don't get into here because it's not really time for it and kids are expensive to employ.
And she, Quentin's basically talking about how, for everything we fix, it seems like we cause 5 more problems. And we're basically just like talking, kind of commiserating over how like magic has kind of ruined both of our lives. And she doesn't go into exactly how for her. But it's just like, we have to fix something. And then that causes problems. We have to fix those and rinse and repeat, whatever. And then she's like, oh shit, I have a meeting in 15. And then takes her glass of wine, like, a little bit left, and she tries to down it. Spills all over her shirt. I kind of instinctively like do a quick spell to clean her shirt, and she looks like fucking disgusted with me. And she's like, just put it on the company card, like they won't notice, and then she kind of runs off.
Oh, the lunch. Okay. Okay. Not my experience, but okay.
Yeah, they would notice. Maybe we just have a more litigious accounts payable team.
Yeah,
but
perhaps.
Maybe.
And then my next scene is, like my whole episode is basically isolated from everybody else.
So is ours.
So is ours. Yeah, it's all bottled up.
Wow, so we're all over the place.
Well, when we just hop around until one of us finishes their episode, then I suppose, Mike, what are you up to? What's
so
Penny doing?
I teleport to the Arctic office.
Oh, sure, with that guy again.
Can you do it yourself, or did somebody teleport?
Brakebills South?
Yeah.
Okay. So you still have control to, like, you can get yourself where you want to go.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can't cast spells, but you can teleport?
We'll get.
Or is it
we'll
just
get.
a
We'll
crime
get.
of convenience? Sure, fair enough.
And I hear some like clanging in the distance as I'm looking around for the professor. And I eventually get kind of like launched to the ceiling, and I'm like pinned against it. And I'm like, hey, please let me down. I'm a student, please. Dick. And then there's a jump in time, and I'm still up there, and he finally enters the room. And he's like, what do you want? I tell him I'm here to get help with my hands. And he goes, this is not Majewski's home for the magically inert, but maybe in exchange, help me with the project, and then I'll see what I can do.
The
And-
magically inert? Is that what he called you?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Uh,
So you can't really cast spells.
I'm not
That's what
great.
I'm hearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he snaps his finger, and I fall to the floor to a big old thud.
Break 3 ribs. Next scene, you're in the infirmary.
Yep. I'll keep going.
Sure, do a thing. And we'll jump back around.
So we're now in his office, and he's inspecting my hands, and I'm like, so they're useless, right? He goes, well, I mean, maybe not useless. You can grab hold of things, wave hello, rub one away in a lonely night. I'm like, but magic. It goes, oh yeah, useless.
There's like 6 masturbation jokes in this episode.
Yeah.
This season
This
is,
show's horny.
but doesn't really do a lot of horny things. Just references
It
offhand.
reminds you that horniness is
Yeah,
a thing.
it's just more winking at horny.
And I'm like, but what about magic? He goes, oh, for magic, useless. He goes, how are you at traveling? I'm like, well, I can travel fine. My aim's okay, but I can't take anyone with me. And he's like, some people might call it a blessing. I'm like, no, I'd like the option to have it if needed.
Yeah.
So I'm like, what are we doing here? Can you help me? And he goes, I can help you, but first you're into the deal. And he shows me this giant, like, a mass structure of just tied knots. And he goes,
Okay.
untie all the knots.
A little Gordian knot situation.
And he's like, all right, have a great day. And it's like 10 feet tall, just a lot of knots.
Yeah. Is it
And-
like one big ball? Is it like the one that like Alexander the Great sliced the big knot ball in twain?
it looks like
Was it Alexander? the Great?
it's kind of like, it's not, doesn't look like a door, but it stands like upright. And he just leaves me with that to just start working on it.
Yeah, he's
Maniac
clear.
McGee situation over
Yeah,
here.
this is clearly your training hand-eye coordination.
That's
That's definitely what this is.
that's
Like,
definitely what I'm clocking.
yeah, untie
But
a
then-
bunch of knots that are like require hand-eye coordination. Then I'll teach
Work
you
on your
how
dexterity.
to. Yeah,
This
like,
is very much wax on, wax off.
Yes.
But then we go. There's some tasks involved. So
What's your read throughout this episode on the weird Russian professor guy?
we find out some more about why he's out here. Mm-hmm. I don't think he's a big bad. I don't think he's a good person.
Okay.
That's true.
He's not a good person. I don't think he is the big bad that we should be concerned with. And he's long story short, we'll get to it. He's like where he is current. Like that's a punishment. He's
Sure.
being punished for.
But clearly,
Fucking
they're not
They still
worried about
need
him
him.
enough to not throw a bunch of kids and put them under his watch.
Right.
Though.
Right.
Like,
They're still willing to let him do stuff. They just don't want him close.
Yeah.
which is interesting.
Right.
Like,
It's
what
very.
would-
It's very Catholic Church approachy.
yeah, but like not great though.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean,
Like Catholic Church.
Yeah.
let's talk about it when we get there. My next scene, I'm knocking on this person's door, the lunch girl, who I didn't get her name till way later, but I found her name eventually is Emily Greenstreet. I'm knocking on her office and like apologizing, and she's just like, okay, like one word responses. And I kind of just like, apologize. She doesn't really respond. I kind of stand there, and she's like, what? I'm like, well, I don't know if you accepted my apology, because I'm apparently apologizing so she can accept it or not. I don't know. It's weird. And then she's like, yes. Actually, no, I don't.
Fair enough. You asked, so
And basically her complaint is that like she basically spent the entire lunch complaining about how magic is terrible, and then the first thing I do is use magic on her, right? And she's like, there's a lot of companies like this. I'm sure Fogg can find another one for you. Fogg being the dean. So apparently we were both placed here by the dean.
okay.
Okay.
So there, yeah. So Fogg helped you. You made a wish, but that wish was not granted completely supernaturally. That wish was like transferred to Fog, who then did his own work.
No, I
to
think
place
I think
you?
I probably just like went to Fog and like, hey, I'm dropping out of school.
Oh, the
think
teleport was just getting you. It was just teleported you
he just
home.
wished to be back at home.
Oh, I didn't
in
know
New
if this
York.
was all part of like the wish.
No, I
the
don't
wish
think- I
like
get the
placed
impression
you.
that-
Okay,
The wish was just moving me to New York City, and then everything else I've done mundanely.
got it. Okay.
And then I'm at my desk and I'm writing an email to Daniel Quinn and Stephanie Quinn, and the subject line is Alice. So this is
That's her
Alice's parents.
Yeah.
And basically, like, you kind of get a glimpse of the email. I paused it, but I'm not going to recite the whole email. But a lot of it's about, like, you know, basically talking about how close I was and how she died saving my life, and I miss her and all this stuff like that. And then that dude who makes soup out of coffee cups comes in before I hit send, and he's like, "What do you still?" Or I'm like, "What do you?" I think. Sorry, my notes are bad, but he's like, "What are you still doing here?" And he asks if I'm gonna jerk it.
It's number 2, guys.
Number 2.
And-
Number 2.
And he's like, yeah, it's the only place I can with my wife and 2 kids. Anyways, adios, and he fucking leaves.
Whoa.
Okay.
And you
That's some
decide
backstory.
instead of sending that email, you file an HR complaint. Like
no,
you should
I
file an HR
would, but I
complaint.
get distracted because Emily comes in and she's drunk, and I'm like, can you knock, please? And then she like knocks on the door after she's already in the office or whatever. And she's like, were you masturbating in your office?
Oh my god.
We're at 3.
Okay, well now to be fair, now it's a joke.
And then
so
I'm like, no. And she's like, whatever, I do it.
4.
I'm like, what is this
It
place?
gets funny again at 7.
Every 3.
Anyway, she like apologizes for making me feel bad about kind of that reflex I had to clean up her shirt, and she has her coffee cup is full of vodka, and she offers it to me, and I drink some out of it, and she's like, you should stay at the office, you know. She's like, forget what I said earlier. I think we can be good friends. And then she like grabs my hand. She's like, come on. And she's like, finish the drink. So I'm like drinking out of the vodka coffee cup as we, you know, leave the scene.
I don't trust her.
Interesting. Did you send that email?
I did not.
That's good to know. All right. So it cuts back to us. Let's go back to Fillory.
Yeah.
I'm saying shittiest security ever. That's how we start the scene
Yep.
from Black. Like, I am admonishing the guards, and we're also
It's also the nobles, it seems
yes,
to be the
with
same
including the
group.
sloth lady, which is relevant shortly.
Yep.
And this is where we get the little bit of a dump with like we realize that this is not somebody from a different country. This is actually a Fillorian who is attempting to kill Eliot. They talk about, well, he's just a commoner. Don't worry about it. Which Eliot and Margo are like,
what?
Yeah.
Like they say commoner with a little bit of a stink on it,
it was
which
a real stink.
which we call out a little bit later. And while they're like, you know, you don't have to worry about this, and I was like, he tried to kill me. I'm a little bit worried. They're my own people. So I'd be a little worried. And they're like, with appropriate show of force or like appropriate response, this is not going to be an issue. I recommend immediate execution.
Yeah, so we're gonna do they want us to do a public execution. They invent various tortures. The sloth has a particularly vile one.
Yeah, it's like drawn, quartered, but
with
then
like
it's
centaurs, but then like sticking a horn, and then they don't finish that sentence.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It was, yeah. And this is when Eliot is like, okay,
Enough.
no, everybody leave. This is for me and the queen. You guys are insane, basically. And I think I say to Eliot at this point, I'm like, that sloth is psychotic.
that sloth is psychotic, and I say, yeah, like, and I'm kind of agreeing with you. And this is when we kind of comment, like, yeah, the sloth is psychotic. But did you hear, like, maybe they all are? Did you hear how they said foreigners and
Commoners, yeah.
commoners? And Mark's like, yeah, I did. And I was like, I don't like that. I think we should go have our own kind of conversation with the prisoner. And,
because when we're the least snobby people in the room, there's something wrong with the room.
That's
And
wow.
I was like,
Wow.
Margo's not wrong.
not wrong about that. We go down and we visit the would-be assassin in the dungeon, and find out a couple things. One, that there is an entire resistance, kind of like I had mentioned. Like, he's not a lone operator. He's part of a network, which he probably shouldn't have given away because we didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then he gives a
bad
name
at
to the
this.
He's not a
network.
good member of the network.
No, because he also then immediately gives up the name, because they are the native Fillorians, and they're fighting for native Filloria, and they call themselves the Foo Fighters.
And Margo, literally cannot keep it
can't
together.
keep a straight
Multiple
face.
times while he's talking about this, she's like, Foo Fighters, and then Elliot just like
like,
off the side,
stop.
he's like, behave.
Behave,
Multiple
please.
times.
We, the Foo Fighters, will rise again. And
So would
please.
you say that this quest for normalcy is like an everlong one?
I don't know the Foo. Is a Foo Fighters joke.
Fighters reference.
That is.
Good job, man.
The Foo Fighters' goal
Yeah.
is I'm gonna do that.
Can Yes Hand have a question mark on it?
Yeah.
Yes and?
That a Fillorian sits on their throne. This is their land that this castle is on, and they're going to. In my notes, I wrote "hell yeah," and then they said they're going to execute every child of Earth that crosses our land until there's no more, and then Fillorian can Fillory can be ruled by a Fillorian, a Foo Fighter, if you will.
They can go full Foo.
Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Foo Fighter, but I can imagine that's
Usually
probably
that's
the
how
aim.
regimes.
Yeah,
they
shift.
probably have a figurehead, and if they don't, one will
Yeah,
come
Dave-
out in the fighting.
Yes.
Dave Grohl.
Dave Grohl is gonna be. Dave Grohl sits. I mean,
Historically
listen,
Fillorian.
I don't know anything. I just feel like he's probably out. I feel like there's something. I think Dave Grohl's. There's something bad. I don't know. I think
are
we're
we
gonna-
just like? Are we
Wait,
just?
wait. We can't
We just
we can't
speculatively
claim someone's canceled
Dave
based off
Grohl?
just gut vibes.
I don't know if he
We
is or
have a
not.
public
I think we
platform. We
should
have to be careful.
I think
Yes.
we should just be careful about crowning people.
I think
We should do
if
some
I had
background
to
checks.
gamble, I
Is
would
what I'm
think
saying.
Dave's fine.
Yeah.
I think there's
He's
some.
not?
I think there's some
Don't do
minor
this, Prince
stuff where he
James.
like cheated on his wife or something like that.
Thank you, Brian.
Nothing that would get you. Well, not a lot of things would get you disqualified from office these days. So who knows?
Yikes.
Yeah.
But
That actually qualifies him.
But I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. I'm just saying we got to run some background checks. That's all I'm saying.
Staj just weirdly took a pretty hard line against Dave
But
Grohl.
alternatively, no kings.
No kings.
Huh?
I don't think we're making it to that point.
I don't think Fillory, given the castle that we're sitting in, I'm not sure that they were ready for no king.
You can have a democracy castle.
Sure.
My favorite band,
Everyone loves
Democracy Castle.
Anyway, we have a cut in our next scene is us, having walking and talking like we're in the West Wing. So, what are you up to?
I'm walking and talking. in,
Like
in-
the West Wing?
Sorkin ass episode.
I think we're in like Central Park or something, but we're drinking beers. We have like a 6-pack of beer.
Man, you went to wine to vodka to beer.
The wine was over lunch. We sobered up from that before the vodka started.
That's what people who drink vodka after wine tell you.
You don't understand. They were spaced
That's
out.
what they say.
There's like 2 beers left on the 6-pack ring, and then we each have one in our hands. So, we're a couple beers deep on this. And we're playing Truth or Dare, apparently, while walking through the park. And I'm like, truth. Or she says truth. And I'm like, do you blame yourself? And she like hesitates and asks if I know what happened. And I say, just what Alice told me.
Alice knew her?
Apparently Alice knew her.
Is this the girl that is Alice, that Alice's brother saved? That we met in
Just
the
what
street?
Alice told me, that you changed your face for a professor and it got screwed up and Charlie tried to save you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
Then you're
Charlie
right.
being Alice's brother.
Alice's
Yes.
brother.
Okay.
Got it.
And someone mentioned that we didn't say the word a couple times ago, but when you get consumed by magic, you become a nifrin.
A Niffin.
Niffin.
A Niffin?
A Niffin.
I must have missed that.
We
A
did
Niffin.
say it, and I consumed by magic was felt sufficient, so I like threw away that stupid like noun. But like we should actually, people were mentioning it, so that is what it's
Wait,
called.
so what do you know about this situation with the?
I was there for this whole conversation because Margo went with Alice. So when Alice was asking what happened to her brother, I heard this entire lore dump from this lady.
Okay. Wait, from the lady I'm talking to?
Correct.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
I didn't realize that until right now.
Sure. So, do you remember the lore dump?
Yeah, I told you guys last time.
I don't remember things.
Oh my god.
I don't listen when you
but
talk.
basically, like,
Pretty much what you said, right?
yeah,
like
he
yeah,
saved her, but then he was consumed by the magic,
Okay.
quote unquote. Which I think, and he was gone. That was a thing that she said.
That
Another
who
thing,
was gone?
her brother.
her brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
But like, I feel this is similar in that like Alice was consumed and became a Niffin.
Sure.
And so I think that like there might be something going on with Niffins. Like, I think this
So
is
the thing-
gonna come back. I don't think they're. I'm gonna say. I'm gonna put like a.
No, there's
Just
nothing
saying.
going on with Niffins. Definitely not in this episode.
Oh.
I mean, that's exact. I had that call where she turns into like energy, and there's gonna be a thing.
Yes.
Like there's that's
It's
not
a little
death.
like what if Obi-Wan Kenobi turned evil before he disappeared. Anyways, she asked how Alice is doing,
Oh no.
and I'm just like, yeah, Alice is dead. And like a very short cut, but it's kind of the same scene, and we're still walking. We're farther down the park, and she's saying that like I don't blame myself except for when I first wake up in the morning, and when I go to bed, and then all the time in between those 2 points. And then she's like, your turn. I'm like, dare.
That's actually a funny joke. Switch to
Yeah.
dare. Yeah.
And so her dare, she literally takes out a joint.
me.
And no, she takes out a joint and she says, do you know Weisenheim's third? It's a little weather suspension spell. And I'm like, I thought you didn't do magic. And she's like, it's cheat day.
Name of the episode.
So apparently she has a cheat day from not doing magic. And she basically like smokes the weed and then blows a smoke ring that looks like the letter Q, like capital Q. And then she like does the spell on my lips. It's very like sensual, whatever.
Yeah.
And I make like a conversation, like a comic book style speech bubble with the word hi in it. Hi. And then she like calls me a dork. And then you're like, oh, you're just jealous. I'm such a quick study. And then she like does another one, and it's like an animated, like a horse that starts galloping away.
Oh, they're doing some like Gandalf shit.
Yes.
Cool.
100%.
Fair enough.
And that's the end of our park scene.
It's pretty cool.
Okay.
How are your knots?
Yeah. Can I make a prediction? Do you solve it with bullheadedness?
The knots are done.
The knots are done?
I just take out all the knots.
Oh, you actually did them? You just
Yeah.
untied them?
Yeah, I untied all the knots.
Okay,
Wow.
that's good.
Congrats.
I thought they
so
were
we-
making some historical allegory. Nope.
Nope.
Just untying the knots.
We
Cool.
pick up with me like doing the last knot, and I'm just like, okay, I'm done. Hello, and he walks up behind me and startles me. I'm like, don't sneak up on me. He's like, this is my home. I can just walk around, and I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I untied your bondage kit. Teach me, fix my things.
These jokes
and-
are better this season.
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
The
They're
jokes are just better.
They're better.
Yeah.
I wonder how much of the writing staff changed or they just improved.
I don't know.
And he's like, all right, next step, the table. And there's this long wood table. I'm like, what about it? He goes, well, make it sawdust. Don't worry, I'm going to give you a tool. And he gives me like a little, like a file.
Yeah. Like those long sort of metal nail, like not nail files, but the like wood file.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And he's like, all right, enjoy. And just walks off. I'm just like, God damn it.
So his whole thing is just teaching you getting you to use your hands.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. Like, do you feel like he's asking you to use your hands, or if he's just trying to frustrate you into using a magic spell to destroy this table?
I don't know. I'll jump to the next scene because it's pretty quick. So it's the same room, and I'm just going at it at this table, just like filing away at it. And he shows up with a bottle of vodka. He's like, "It's okay. Take a break. Take a break. No trick, no test. I promise." And he puts the bottle of vodka down, and he's like, "Take a swig." And I take a little swig. He's like, "That's it? Take your balls out of your purse and take a real swig." And then I take the bottle and do a bigger swig. And so now we're just having some drinks.
Sure. Just two dudes and half a table.
And half a table,
And a bottle of vodka.
And a
bottle of
vodka.
vodka with a wood file.
Wow.
And then
To be a man.
we'll come back to me because I have 2 scenes left.
That's
Oh.
our next Patreon live stream. We'll be sanding down a table to sawdust.
Sand a table
With
and
nothing-
drinking vodka.
I vote to untie knots. I like untying knots. I think that's
You're
fun.
a sick freak.
I know. Aaron's walking down the hallway, and I'm like, we can't kill him. He'll be a martyr.
Yeah.
We're
we can't
discussing this.
assassinate them. Well,
We got to figure out what we can do instead, which does require me to go back to Brakebills and go to the library to pull up some.
historical references. Because
Yeah,
turns
things-
out this has happened pretty much since people have been writing history. What do you do with like spies
Usurper.
and usurpers and revolutionaries? Like, how do you as royalty handle revolution. Coups. There's lots of words for it because turns out it happens a lot. Insurrection. Well, insurrection. I would say I think there's a lot of words depending on what type of government and where the people are coming from and what their aims
it's
are.
It's a foreign
and stuff like
concept, though. I haven't seen much of it recently.
Yeah, it never has been. So Margo heads back to Fillory, and I was like, "Yeah, while you're there, give me some Adderall." And I like take a left into the Royal. Like
They don't have Adderall at Brakebills. He took it all.
The kids are selling Adderall on the
There's
side.
one-
You don't
That
think
is
Eliot has
absolutely-
drugs at Brakebills?
We literally have a door that takes you to London so we could get alcohol. You think we don't get Adderall there too?
Yeah, Adderall door. There's also just probably one closet in the school that is just
top to
fucking
bottom.
loaded.
Yeah, it's the dean's drawer. He confiscated it all.
Anyway.
Do you want to do anything when you come back? Because we're studying.
Because we're talking about the defenestration of Prague.
Yeah, the second one.
Because it happened multiple times.
Yeah,
We threw
happens
people
all
out of
the time.
windows. It's like Margo's like throwing her hands up, and she's like, "We can't save him, Eliot. He's gotta die."
Because we have a pros and cons board.
Yeah.
And the pros column has like, I didn't actually look at it, but it has like, it's not nice to kill, and the con and the like the pro the leave him alive is like it's not nice to kill, and then the execution side is like just a laundry list
Yeah.
of like reasons we should execute this guy. And through our conversation, we're talking like I say something like, you know, if he's gonna die, it'll be by my hand. This is my cross, or this is my burden.
Yes, and then like his life should be on my shoulders.
Yeah.
And Margo's like, "All right, Ned Stark," and then she's like, "Ned Stark, put that on the pro."
And
the
under
pro
and under the pro execution, I put Ned Stark. Like,
because he should have just done it. Like, would have saved everybody a lot of trouble.
yeah.
You should have just done what?
Well,
Had reported the kid. Like, the reason that he doesn't tell. He goes to the queen first instead of his bro is because he thinks that the king would just kill all those kids, and he feels bad about that. He doesn't want that to happen, so he wants her to like.
I thought when you were like, he should have just done it. I'm like, he did get beheaded. He did get executed.
No, I mean, like,
He tried to file a proper report.
the Ned Stark thing is relevant. We'll get back to it because that's Margo's last line of this episode, and she makes kind of makes a reference to this. So that's her argument. And then so we are like, okay, Eliot's gonna tell the council in the morning.
Yep. I'm gonna tell the council in the morning, and in the middle of the night, not in the morning, Eliot grabs a torch and dons his favorite cloak.
Oh,
And
I didn't see this.
I sort of look at Fen, who's asleep in the bed, and I go whoosh, and I do the like swoosh down the hallway with the torch in the dark castle. Whole fantasy crap going on here.
I want to elaborate. Eliot has been looking insanely hot this
I look
episode.
like Asterion from Baldur's Gate 3.
It was crazy. He has
Exactly.
the shirt open. He's been like this the entire time, and I didn't know when was it appropriate to just like bring up how hot he is.
It's
But
looking
it
real good.
feels at this point now with the cloak and you whipping it around, it feels on purpose.
Yeah.
So we have to mention
For
it.
sure. And like my hair is longer and like kind of
Yeah.
sweaty,
It really
curly.
does look like Asterion now that you've mentioned
I look
it.
I
Honestly,
almost look exactly like
him.
Asterion. It's pretty funny, honestly. I have the same like poofy Victorian, white blousey kind of thing going on.
Hey, everything's Victorian,
I know.
okay?
That is
so
true.
the bit. So yeah, Fenn's asleep. I'm running downstairs and I go to visit Mr. Foo Fighter in his cell. And I was like, and he wakes up and I was like, quick, you have 15 minutes to save your life. And he's like, and he like kind of sits up and he's like looking for guards. And I was like, there's no one else here. Question. If the Foo Fighters were in charge, what would you do to fix Fillory? And he's like, and he like goes like he's like taken off or
Taken aback.
Taken aback is the word. Thank you. Taken aback by the question, but then like considers it, and then I get a cut into the throne room the next day.
So he does, okay, because I was wondering where they were going with these people of like, they have ideas or they just like don't like what it is now, but don't have any ideas on how it could be better. So he does have ideas.
Yeah, I don't hear what they are.
Yeah.
We talk a little bit more in the next scene about what's changed, but what are you all up to? We'll get into because that's my last scene of the episode.
I'm back in I've forgotten her name again. Emily?
Yes.
Emily's apartment. And we're opening another bottle of wine and
Back
she
to
wants
wine.
she wants to do a spell. And I'm like, why don't we keep drinking and make some really bad decisions? I don't know, that kind of sounds fun. And she's like, come on, it's cheat day, whatever. So we're in the bathroom wearing like bathrobes. And she's basically saying like it's an illusion spell. It's a it's like a party trick that only works as long as your skin is wet. So the second you dry off, the spell breaks.
I don't like this.
So I take the robe off, and she like sees the like cacodemon tattoo on my back or whatever. I don't really go into what it is. I don't. Yeah, whatever. But
I'm edgy.
she basically like starts tutting kind of on my bare chest, and I get in the shower, and then what?
She starts tutting on my bare
The minute we
chest.
start
It's just
calling
funny.
it tutting, it just took all the
is what it
seriousness
is.
away.
It is. It's exactly
I know,
what it
but
is.
it's just, oh man.
And so I'm getting out of the shower, and like the mirror's fogged up, and I'm like, did it work? And I like wipe the mirror, and I'm like an old guy,
It's pretty funny.
and I didn't place it at first, but people watching the whole episode would recognize this is the professor from Brakebills South.
Oh, the person who
Professor Majewski?
Wait,
Yeah.
she was sleeping with him, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's why he got sent. I forgot about that part.
Majewski
Oh.
is
Yeah.
the professor that
she
she
was
changed her
hooking up.
face for.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Anyways, she says, "Don't judge me, please." And I'm like, "No, I'm just putting things together. Like you, Charlie. That's why he's at Brakebills South."
Yeah.
Got it.
That's not good. You still you can't send the kids to him.
Uh-huh.
Just
Unsupervised now.
2 words, Catholic Church.
And look,
Yeah,
no,
I
no, no.
guess-
He was
No,
right
no,
on
no,
point.
no. I mean, not to defend the fucking Catholic Church here, but
go
generally,
ahead, Brian,
when
defend the
they
Catholic
sweep
Church.
these things under the rug, they don't let those people unsupervised with children on a different continent. It's fucking insane that he's still there.
And this is like so
It's
interesting.
fine, I guess, that it's grad school,
They up,
but
this
like,
is
Yeah,
why
they upped the
this
age.
is
This is
why
why,
they changed
right.
the age.
Yeah.
This is why
It
they
helps
changed
that
the age.
part.
It does. It helps a lot. It helps
I'm
a
like-
lot
I'm
because
like-
you're doing the same stuff with the dean, the vice dean, cop dean, whatever.
dean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Captain. I was gonna say
he's
you
trying.
and Dean.
Yes, that's true. Trying and
But
being
she's
rejected.
like, no. When you graduate, then maybe we'll think about
Still
it.
not great, but at least they're
Still
again,
not great.
and I'm like, the gears are churning in Quentin's head, and she like, shh, you're ruining it.
yeah.
Oh.
Please stop talking.
Oh,
You don't sound like him. I don't have that spell.
And then she says, just tell me what you think when you look at me, and maybe try a Russian accent.
Oof.
Anyways, that's
See,
the...
So Elliot needs to leave. Needs to extricate yourself from the situation.
Quentin?
Quentin, sorry. Quentin needs to leave.
Duh.
Yeah.
Anyways, my next
Oh
scene,
no,
we're
is
cuddling
she
on
Alice?
the couch.
Oh no, she's her. It was only an illusion on
she
you.
wants to-
Yeah, just on me.
Do you want me to go?
Thank God.
My next scene, we're cuddling on the couch, and I'm back to normal.
Oh, you did it.
Do you want to take a scene before we get into the rest of this nightmare?
Sure. Because I give some backstory for the
Oh, you
professor.
probably have
Oh, yeah.
the other side
So
of
this
it.
is all
Okay.
like cut in, obviously. So
Yeah.
like I see this guy, so like he wipes the mirror, and I'm like, I have no idea who this person
Yeah.
is.
What the fuck is that man?
So we're in the open room, still drinking. And he's like, do you even like magic? I'm like, yeah, it's useful, like, money and food and other useful shit. He goes, money and food can't explode in your face. Like, you came to Brakebills to ease your suffering. You were dealing with voices. It was a chore. It was a burden. But then you saved yourself. Great. Good. Perfect. Maybe you're done. Like, maybe this is your chance to just walk away. Like, the voices are gone. And he's like, maybe live a few years of a happy life because there's a bad surprise in store for everyone. And I'm like, what surprise? And he gets into he essentially has like a bunch of graphs that like seismologist graphs, like the little
Like
Seismograph.
for earthquakes?
seismograph. Yeah, seismograph. He has seismograph.
earthquakes.
Yeah. And he's like, the energy current should be constant, but it's not, and that there's something happening to magic. And I bring up the whole wellspring in Fillory. And he says the current is sputtering, and it could disappear. And if that is the case, shit's going to get real. And if magic goes away, it's going to be a bad time to be a magician. So this is maybe going to be an advantage for you of just getting out now. And I'm like, okay, thank you. I'll meditate it. Right now, I'm staying, though. And he's like, okay, you're just a fancy scarf wrapped around an idiot. And I'm like, you know what? If it's so bad, you leave. How about that? You get out, and I'll get out. We'll get out together. And he's like, I can't. I can't leave. Thanks for the reminder. And I'm like, oh, wait, you're like,
This is like
trapped
a prison
here?
for him.
And he's like, yes, remarkably, it is like that. An corporate bond that he can't break. And I'm like, what the fuck did you do? And he was like, I can't. I'm not drunk enough to talk about it. Long
Cut
pause,
forward.
and I'm staring at him. Fine, I'll talk about it.
Okay, fair enough.
He's like, okay, I make love to many students.
Many students.
Many students.
Well, I do think that was the reason she changed her face, because he like moved on.
Oh,
And she
and
wanted,
he wanted
his
to
attention.
still be
Yeah.
part of-
Yeah, I think that's what
He's like,
happened.
I made love to many students, and then I fucked the wrong one. And he was like, oops. And I'm like, so they send you here? It's like, yeah, they either said I would be sent here or I would give up magic. Not giving up magic, so this is my choice. So that's, he fucked someone he shouldn't have.
So a lot of people,
lot of people.
sounds like.
Yeah.
He fucked a lot of people he shouldn't have, but then he fucked up the definite wrong one. Well, I don't know what that entails, if it was someone of like,
No, they're talking
No,
about
it's,
Emily.
it's that,
Yeah, yeah.
Talking about
that
Emily.
that story. Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
Woof.
Okay.
I don't. Okay, sure, whatever. I don't know. Let's keep moving.
I also just realized that I wonder if this is related to why she drinks vodka out of coffee cups.
Yep.
Because this Russian guy.
Probably. That
Yep.
seems to be symmetry between
Wow.
the scenes.
Wow.
It
So
rhymes.
she's like still in love with him, and
Yeah.
he thinks like, oh, she was just the wrong one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's brutal. That's brutal. Yikes.
Mhm.
Okay. That's
Who
really
wants to go
sad.
next? I can keep going with this
we
nightmare
only
if you
have
want.
one more scene.
All right, I'm
so.
gonna keep going.
Yeah, keep going with whatever's going on over there.
We're
It's
lying
gonna
on the
be-
Get
couch,
bad.
and she says, "Oh, it's like I'm like, oh, you didn't want to like ... and then she's like, no, this is what I missed the most, just like cuddling on the couch."
Girl.
And then she's like,
he's just
so-
a guy. Hit him with your car.
And,
Commit a murder.
and then
Just
the next,
murder the
the
guy.
next thing she says is, "Your turn." And then the water's running,
Oh.
Okay, so
now
I
she's
knew we were
going.
going to this. That's why I asked.
and yeah, she's Alice.
Yeah.
I was hoping it was gonna just be a weird shot. It's like Jane Lynch. It's just like some like complete like left turn. It's like, wait, what?
Is that Terry Hatcher?
Yeah. Wait, who's this?
And I'm like, it's her. And she's like, "It's your memories. Anything you want to say?" And I just like start crying. Like, I really fucking miss you. And we hug and then kiss.
okay.
Okay.
And my next scene is the next morning. So
Well, I hope that was therapy for both of you.
That clearly is not. I
No.
can't. Whatever the opposite of therapy is.
no therapist would
anti-therapy.
ever tell you to do this. If there was a magical therapist, this would not be the device they would use.
The only way to get over it is to have someone magically look like them.
This is actually the new thing that AI is doing, where they're like, you're like inputting all of your like loved ones' information,
Yeah.
No.
and then they like literally there are companies that are doing this already,
bring
and then
back
like,
your
you
dead
can have,
relatives.
so that your kids can talk to their grandpa.
This is disgusting.
It's like legitimately this.
That is literally an episode of Black Mirror.
That's
Yeah.
really
That
happening now.
literally happened in Black Mirror.
But
really
what if there was a
happening now.
subscription that you had to pay every month to
and
talk
then,
to your dead
and
dad
then
or whatever?
maybe eventually your dead relative will send you emails about like, don't you love them anymore? Why are you canceling your subscription? We live in hell. Okay, this is the bad place.
So make sure you smash that like button and click subscribe.
I promise we will
We're
never. We're real.
We're
and we
real.
will never impersonate a dead relative for your money. You can just leave whenever you want. Thank you for being here. It means the world
And then
to
Colin
us.
just starts glitching.
Yeah, so, anyway. Where were we?
Nightmare we live in.
How many more scenes y'all
Hell.
got? What are we up to?
We're-
What are
like,
we
we've
doing?
got one scene
Yeah,
left,
we're in
so-
our
I
final
have,
one.
I have two,
Two?
I
Okay,
guess.
cool. Go.
So
That's how
we're
numbers work.
waking up in bed, and she's like knocking on my wood shoulder or whatever, whatever.
Oh, yeah, I
and I'm like,
forgot.
I gotta get home. I had a good time, and she's like, you don't have to. Like, we can do it again. And I'm like, you said yesterday was cheat day. You can't cheat every day. She's like, I won't tell. She's not sticking to this cheat day thing.
I don't think she's very stable. It doesn't sound like.
Really? What was your first hint?
A couple things.
It started
hammered
in
at
the
work.
past, and it moved all the way to present.
And she's like, so what, are you done with me? I was helping you. I'm like, that's not what I said.
She has she thinks you're leaving. Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh
and,
no.
And I'm like, last night was, it felt really good. It was probably exactly what I needed, but it was also really weird and sad, and I feel awful, and I feel worse than before.
That's how it should be.
Because this is
the
not
anti-therapy.
Yeah. And I'm like, I don't want to use magic like that. I'm sorry for everything you lost. I'll see you at work.
Cool.
And I one more
And
quick
we're
scene
done.
at the very
That
end
one's
of the
not going to
episode.
be good.
Well, cut back to Fillory,
Yeah.
Yep.
and
Back
we're
in the
making the
throne
pronouncement to the room of nobles.
Mm-hmm. And what we have decided, and Margo's like, we decided, and Eliot says, what we have decided, or me, I guess, is that we are not going to execute the prisoner. Gasps.
Margo is pissed.
Immediately stands up. and-
Turns around, is like, "That's not what happened. We didn't agree on this." And I'm not because you're like, "I changed my mind," and Margo's like, "I didn't change my mind."
Yeah.
And that's when we have the peanut gallery. This man stepping forward and is like, "Well, actually, while the High Queen can voice her opinion, the real decisions lie with the High King." Which Margo was like, "Oh, so this is how the patriarchy tastes? A little stale." She is not
Rightfully so.
having it.
Why would you both have the same title if you have
Well, we
different...
don't have the same title. He's a king and I'm a queen.
Is that
Technically,
not
those are
nice?
different titles.
I guess.
One starts with a K and one starts with a Q.
Yeah. Different mix of vowels.
I'm yelling at you, basically being
Yeah.
like, "You're a king. You need to start acting like it. People are gonna die, and that's what happens when you rule a kingdom."
Yeah. And Eliot says, I am trying to be a king. And Eliot doesn't seem so. Eliot knew this was going to piss Margo off.
Yes.
Eliot is not defending himself. He's like, yeah, this is how it ran in the head. This is not a surprise.
That's true. You do not seem surprised.
I'm not surprised at all. And I was like, I am being a king, but I am not just a king, because I'm also going to be a father. And gasp.
It's the pregnancy announcement. And I was
Pregnancy announcement. No, I don't think any, the rabbit.
like, the rabbit. Funny, whatever.
And I make this grand statement that I don't want to raise my child in a world or a kingdom where we just kill our problems away. I want to raise my child in a better place than that. And Margo, you think it's stupid? People
I
have to
actually
die?
quote say, "That is fucking stupid."
That's fucking stupid.
And she says, "You're a kingdom. You're running a kingdom. People are going to die. Try to make sure that the people that die aren't you." And then I leave, and that's the end of my episode. We're calling back to Ned Stark. Trying to play the nice guy king is what got Ned Stark
Murked.
You're right.
Spoilers.
Do you want me to...
Spoilers.
Listen.
You want to go for your
I've
ride?
been
Mine's
waiting.
definitely the last.
Okay, I'll go then.
Yeah.
So it's the next morning, and the professor is under a mountain of sawdust, just a sawdust blanket, as he wakes up screaming, "No geese!" Don't know what that means.
Lots of people turn into animals up there. That could mean anything.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, so you finished table? Good work." I'm like, "Yeah." So enough of the Karate Kid bullshit. Can we just get this going? And he's like, "No bullshit. Ask yourself a question. What will a magician need if dark days come?" Answer is magic. And if it's gone, it's gone. But not if you store it like a battery. And that's what I'm building. The knots, class project, tied with magic. The table, stained via magic. You release this energy, and if we can release the energy, we can store it for a rainy day. And he's building these mechanical nodes as like a
Magic battery.
like a magic battery.
Okay.
And so his goal is I'm like, okay, so my hands, back to my hands. What are you going to teach me? I don't care about the battery. Can you fix my hands? And he goes, so you can travel to Fillory. I'm like, yeah, it's the worst place in the universe, but yeah. He's like, okay, go there and get this. And he brings out a photo from a book of moss. And I'm just like, moss? You need moss? Mm-hmm. He's like, yeah, it's amazing. It can carry current. I'm like, I don't care. I will go get it. So I'm going to Fillory to get moss for his magical battery experiment.
/ hands.
Yeah.
That's the end of
Okay.
your episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm walking to work.
On
I have a
sunshine.
coffee cup in one hand, my phone in the other. I do send the email to Alice's parents.
Okay.
And then I look up from my phone, and across the street I see Alice. And she has like very like dark like eyes, whatever.
Like, wait, like
her
makeup
eyes are normal
or
and like
irises?
around her eyes. Like
Oh, okay.
like
Like a zombie.
like ghouly.
kind of like it's like subtle-ish, I would say. It's not
Okay.
like full on like zombie, but
Like sunken eyes.
yeah. Thank you. And she kind of mouths "help me,"
Oh.
and then like a car comes between me and her, and she's gone. And then I'm like starting to cross the street, and I almost got hit by a bus and stop, and end of the episode.
Okay.
You gotta look before you cross.
Character. Or I guess not.
There's a non-zero chance this is Emily again. I will say that her hair was not wet. Or
Yeah,
didn't
and you do
look
have
wet,
to
She
be
gotta be
wet for
moist.
that.
so I'm not 100% sure on that. But
And we know Emily has seen Alice. 'Cause
Yes.
I was
Yeah.
in that scene.
Yeah.
So she does know what she looks like. I mean, she does know.
But
Maybe she's fucking with
Because she said the
Quentin
illusion
because
was
he
using
left, yeah.
your memories of her.
it was hard to. I
Yeah.
guess yes.
So that's
because,
what she said.
Yeah.
So like, it's kind of interesting. But yes, it's possible.
But she could be using her
her
own
own,
memories
because like I
of
said, she's
Alice,
seen
yeah.
Alice. So yeah, so we know she knows what she looks like.
Anyways, who knows?
I don't know. I feel like the obvious thing would be, it's her fucking with him. But would it make? So does it make you untrustworthy of something that's actually happening? Of like, no, there's something more to this being consumed by magic, and like if you can save Alice, maybe you can save Alice's brother.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's going to be part of it. I also like the idea that you were talking about earlier that like we were wondering if your child was going to be of Earth or of Fillory.
Fillory, right.
And like I do feel like setting up your child as king as a Fillorian, a Foo Fighter,
A Foo Fighter. Or
like is
either
kind of a solution.
either that or like some kind of way to like fill a rift between the people of Fillory and the like people of Earth, because we've all like acknowledged on this like podcast at least, and I think in the show, that it's kind of strange that people from Earth are the sole rulers of a kingdom and a different planet.
Yeah.
And it's nice that they're kind of going into that on the ground level here, where it's
Yeah.
like we've been pretty high concept with it and like maybe referenced it once or twice, but we haven't really seen consequences of like outside rulers to a foreign land.
Except for when the dean was like, I'm getting phone calls that you took
Right.
over a place, and like, hello, did you guys think about that at all? Yeah, so we got a
Exactly.
little bit of that, but now this is like actually like rebellion. Yeah.
Exactly. And I do like that. I get that Margot's pissed off, but I like that the show is at least making the stance that, and I don't know what they're going to do with it, so it might fall flat, but at least they open themselves up to a pretty interesting opportunity where it's not just like quell rebellion. I'm not really interested in watching like Eliot fight a ground war against his own people.
Yeah, I don't think that's happening.
And I don't think the
Yeah.
show's interested in doing that. It's a lot more interesting. Like, he doesn't even want to be there and ruling anyway. And if there's like a class, or like not class of people, but if there's like a group of like politically minded people who have an idea for how to better the kingdom, and I have this court full of fucking like
Dorks,
yokels and
yeah.
dorks who are trying to say like, oh, kill everybody, like stab them with centaurs, draw and quarter your population. Yeah, and if I'm like, you're fired, you're fucking fired, you're fucking fired, you're in jail, bring in the like commoners who have actual ideas on what needs to be fixed to get food on people's tables. I like that as a
I feel like this is a
process.
grade A opportunity for. Do you think Fenn's dad is in with the Foo Fighters and is having
Maybe.
you offed so his grandson could be king?
that could be cool.
That would be fun.
It'd
Because
be
like
fun.
I'm like, where is he? Because he feels like the one person that you added to the court that
Yeah.
could like particularly be useful as like somebody who was not part of the
And that-
upper class or
Is
whatever.
he still alive?
Is he?
Why wouldn't he be
I
alive?
don't think he's dead. Did he
Okay.
die?
But that also,
Last time we saw him was the wedding,
Yeah.
right?
Was he at the wedding? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
but then that just ruins the whole like his old like ploy for the revolutionaries. Like, oh, you don't want to destroy the system; you just want it to be controlled by you. So
Or
then
you
there's
want to be
dissension.
the inside man if
Yeah.
you're a spy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I feel like he could be useful. Like as a, I mean, Fenn theoretically, but I guess like she's your consorts.
Can we trust?
Because she's not the queen, because Margo is.
And to be like, Fen hasn't really expressed. She expressed that to me on multiple occasions that like the people are starving and things are bad. But Fen hasn't really expressed much interest in bettering Fillory, at least not in my scenes with me directly. She's like, I want to have a kid. I want to be your wife. Like, I want to, like, those are the things that she has like said to Eliot directly. There haven't been a lot of scenes where she's like, what are you doing about this? How do we fix this kind of deal? Eliot's been more the one proactive on trying to fix stuff.
I wish you would.
Yeah. So I don't
nice.
know if that's the plot, unless there's some like other scenes where she's playing a long game that we don't know. But yeah, I wish that they would do something with Fen a little bit more than have her just kind of be the spurned wife of like an androgynous man who's not fully interested in her like partnership.
Yeah,
it's a little odd. I don't think that they're like fumbling it, but I'm waiting for that next step.
It was an arranged marriage, so
Yeah,
there is parts of it that like, I mean, it was an arranged marriage where everybody was like wide-eyed and understood what was happening at the time. So it's like, I don't feel super sorry for her in the same way. But like, yeah, I just want to see from like an audience perspective, or like hearing about it. I would like to see like some personality from her. I'd be interested in that part. So,
serious question: do you think we can trust the rabbit?
Yes, I do think we can trust the bunny.
It's a medical practitioner, has
Probably.
a Hippocratic oath. Did we already do that, Jubit?
No, not the Hippocratic.
It was HOPPA instead of HIPAA, right?
Yeah.
I knew there was a medical HOPPA thing. I didn't want to
like
step on your
that.
joke, so glad we cleared that up.
Listen, this is the dumbest shot I'm ever going to swing, but if it
No, it's
turns
not.
out that rabbit,
It's a bunny, I thought. Was it a bunny or a rabbit?
Are bunnies not rabbits?
No. They're different, I think.
Are they?
Are you
I
think
think-
hares and rabbits are different?
Animals
bunny-
are not my strong suit.
Because people say bunny rabbit.
what if it was
Yeah,
a
I
book
think
about
bunnies
I
animals?
thought there
rabbit.
was
I
a
think
difference
Bunnies represent switching.
between like the ears.
We'll find out next
Like
week on
hares
Pop
have like
Culture Roll
long.
Call.
Hares are like wild and have like longer.
cannot get into
Okay, sorry.
that.
Anyway, next week on, we do have places to be.
Yeah, my shot is I think that bunny is a traitor. Thank you for joining us. I'm your host, Mike, signing off. Left me as always.
It's Dasha.
In front of me as always.
It's Colin.
Right here, right now.
Brian.
And creeping in the background often.
It's producer James here to say that a bunny is a colloquial term for a rabbit.
Oh, there it is.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye forever.
For more information, go to popculturerollcall.com. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Our new theme provided by Stephen Rossblock. Find him at StephenRossblock.com for more of his work. Join us next week for another episode of Pop Culture Roll Call.